All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim out here pushing this word, in sincerity, truth, and in faith. Shalom. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners and the few Aqua that's out here listening in all humility. And I have another lesson, and I'm going to entitle it, "And the Lord will put all these curses upon thine enemy." Okay, and those curses are referring to the curses in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 15 through 68. Okay, so let me get this real quick. Deuteronomy 30:7, "And the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, thy power, will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." Okay, letting you know that the Lord is watching all these things, all this persecution, all this hate that's aimed at his children, the children of Israel, the apple of his eye. The Lord is watching all of that. Okay, and the same curses that he put on us for disobeying him, he's going to put on our enemy. Okay, and the ones that hate us and the ones that persecuted us, okay, that persecutes us until this very day, the Lord is going to put those curses on them, man. Okay, and we wasn't able to shake them, you know. He put them on us, and they overtook us, and they're going to overtake these heathen, man. Okay, they're going to overtake them just like they overtaken us, and we're going to be overtaken with blessings. Okay, we're going to reap Deuteronomy 28 chapter 1 through 14. Okay, it says, verse 8, "And thou shalt return and obey the voice of the Lord Yahweh, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day." Yeah, because the Lord is going to write his laws, statutes, and commandments on our inward part. So it will be virtually impossible. It's going to be impossible for an Israelite to sin. Okay, just like he created the creature and made the creature subject to vanity, he made us subject to sin. He could have very well just created us in the beginning to not sin, but that's not his thoughts. His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. He could have did that, but that's not what he wanted to do. Okay, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, thy power will make thee plenteous in every work of thine hand." And it says, "In the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land for good. For the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers." Okay, because you remember the scripture says, if you do good, the Lord will rejoice over you to do you good. But if you do evil, the Lord will rejoice over you to do you evil. Either way you want it, the Lord got it for you. But this time, the Lord is going to make sure that we reap the good by changing us in a twinkling of an eye, taking off this corruptible flesh and putting on an incorruptible flesh. Okay, taking off this mortal flesh and putting on an immortal flesh. Okay, with the wages of sin being death, He's going to remove sin from us. And that way we won't die. We won't ever die. We're going to be immortal. Just like him. Okay? Well, something like him. We'll keep on living, but we'll never meet that. We'll never meet that no beginning, no ending. Okay? All right? But we won't have an ending. All right? We're going to always be with Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and that's a blessing. Okay? It says, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of the law, and if thou turn unto the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul. For this commandment which I command thee this day is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. Okay? So the Lord, like I said, he's going to make sure, he's going to ensure that we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Not to the best of our ability, but wholly. Okay? We're going to be perfect in his sight, and the Lord going to be well pleased with us. Okay? And like I said, he's going to take these curses that he put on us and put them on our enemies. And let me just read a couple of these curses. Deuteronomy 28:16, it says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. So all of this is going to happen to these heathen who are now blessed on this side, because their store, they're not hurting for anything. They come over here and set up shop in our neighborhoods and thrive, and take the money back to their neighborhood, wherever they're living over here, or send the money back to their country, whatever they do with it. Okay? And treat us like crap when we come in their store. Okay? Hurry up and buy. You know, what are you doing? All these things, you know. But the Lord is going to take these curses off of us. They're going to be on the receiving end of them. Okay? Getting treated like crap. Okay? They're going to get treated like the spit, which they are. Because the Lord said the abundance of them is likened unto spittle. Okay? 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. You know? I think that's verse 57 or 58, somewhere around up in there. 56. Okay? The abundance of them. That's how the Lord looks at them. Okay? And he looks at us as the apple of his eye. Even though we went off, okay, and broke his laws, he punished us. He didn't punish us to keep us down forever. He punished us because we made him angry. Okay? But your father don't stay angry with you forever. Okay? He gonna call you back over. Hey, come here. You know, hey, I just whooped you because you know you were supposed to, but you didn't. So, you know, keep your stuff together now. Let's go. Let's go get some ice cream or something. That's how the Lord is gonna do us. But for the ones who put their hands on us, man, you should have never did that. Just like it tells Esau in the book of Obadiah, you should have never went into their houses and took their goods. Okay? You should never have done that. Even though the Lord gave you permission to put your hands on us and afflict us, you forward the affliction. At a time when our iniquity had an end, you kept it going. Okay, we were supposed to bend out of your hands. And what do? You act like you're stealing. You want to put us right back in slavery. Trump coming with all this new segregation stuff, you know, what's that telling you? It's telling you that they want to put us right back into slavery, man. Okay? They want to get us up riled. They want us to go into the streets in March because they want to bring it back, man. Bring that. We want that. Okay? We don't feel comfortable around you anyway. Okay? That was the will of the Lord to do these things, to integrate and all of that. Because when we were separate, we had better things than you. Our society was way better than yours. Okay? We had just the same things you had, if not better. And I always like to refer back to that documentary about Black Wall Street, where the white ladies, and then they were filming it. Okay, they were going into into Jake's house and taking all their goods out, talking about, oh, they got an organ and a piano. We don't even have an organ and a piano. See, we don't even have a. That's their attitude. We don't even have a, so why should they have a? Okay. But see, it wasn't our time. It wasn't our time to thrive and flourish and leave our substance to our children. Okay? They burn all our substance down. Okay? Put the seed of ignorance in our people's mind that somehow being integrated with them is better than doing your own thing. Like their ice, you know, there's an old saying back in the day, you know, Mr. Johnson's ice is better, it's colder, you know, than Mr. Allen's. Okay. The Mr. Allen's, the black guys, is Mr. Johnson, the white guy's ice is colder than Mr. Allen, the black guy's ice. So we're gonna go over here and buy Mr. Johnson's ice and put Mr. Allen's ice business out of business. Okay? But all these curses like that is coming back on you. Okay? It says, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flock of thy sheep. Cursed shall thy be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thy be when thou goest out. Exactly. When we born in this world, we're cursed. Stuck up with all kinds of jabs. Okay. Forced to get a SSN number. Okay. Just forced in the system. All right, you got a birth certificate as if you're the property. Okay, you're property when you're born, so you're going to be the same thing is going to happen to you. You're going to be property. Okay, there's not going to be any rest for your feet. All right, your only hope is going to be death. You're going to be wishing for death. Okay? And that's the truth, Ruth. Yep. Verse 20, the Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doing, whereby thou hast forsaken me. Edomites can't forsake the Most High because they were never given the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, they can't be sinners, even though they did take up the Lord's, take up his law. Okay. So you could read the rest of these curses and see exactly what they're going to get. We're gonna track them like they sold us from continent to continent. We're gonna sell them from continent to continent. Okay? They got it coming. They just don't know. They're building up a big tab. It's a big tab. Okay? Over 400 years of a tab that they haven't paid, but that they're going to pay. They will pay that tab. Okay? What's that? That the heathen shall drink. They shall drink. I think that's Obadiah. It's gonna be the last one I get. Yeah, Obadiah 1:16. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. Okay, so that's how the Lord is going to do you. Okay, He's going to do you just like that. Just like you seen us impoverished, trodden down, okay? The off scourge of the earth. That's how you're gonna be. And there's nothing you can do about it. But you can enjoy your little time that you got left, and I will just leave the Israelites alone and enjoy the little time I have left. Okay, but they're not going to do that because it's in their heart, it's in their mind, their soul to be wicked, okay, and to come after us at all costs, okay, even if it costs them their own life and their own security. They don't care. All right, so I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, it was edifying. Until the next time, shalom.